So ever since the Avatar movie got leaked into the internet recently, and the guy who leaked the movie is seemingly getting sent to Lake Laogai, this got me rewatching the first 3 seasons of The Last Airbender, and it reminded me of why this cartoon has lasted the test of time. A perfect cast of characters, perfect story, and some of the best writing for a children's show all these years later. And because the original Dragon Ball and The Last Airbender both have Eastern influences and both of their main leads have heavy parallels to the protagonists of Journey of the West, it felt natural to do a crossover like this. So I want to answer the question, if the kid version of Goku could survive all the major events and battles in The Last Airbender, all the way from book 1 to book 3. To establish the setting for this scenario, let's start with this. Katara and Sokka are out fishing for food just like in the original series, but instead of finding Aang in the iceberg, they find Kid Goku instead. How he got to the Avatar world? Let's just say he spawns out of the sky. And to keep it simple, Goku will have his power pole and the Nimbus Cloud to accompany him. And to be more specific, this is the Goku right after killing King Piccolo and receiving the heavenly training from Kami. This should mean that Goku would be around the same age as the rest of the group in Team Avatar, Katara being 14, Toph being 12, and Sokka and Suki being 15, with Zuko later on being the same age as Goku at 16. Which is really jarring to think about, since Goku looks like a toddler compared to Zuko, who actually looks like a real teenager. So I think naturally, the first major event of the series we should look at should be the end of Book 1, the Fire Nation raid on the Northern Water Tribe. And right off the bat, we should start by scaling Aang's power to see how well Kid Goku would compare, and how he would be able to defend the Water Tribe. Even without the Avatar state, Aang has displayed impressive amounts of power. Him cooling down this massive lava lake with just his airbending would require him to have small town levels of power. And his waterbending would be in the same range too, as displayed in his fight with Ozai when he rose to sea level to put out the fires. With the Avatar state though, he gets a massive increase in power, since now he has access to all of his past lives and their feats. The most impressive feat of strength was performed by Avatar Kyoshi, where she split an island in half and moved it across the ocean to create Kyoshi Island, making this a small country level feat. And while this is very impressive and nothing to scoff at, this still wouldn't even compare to weaker characters from the early stages of Dragon Ball in the 21st Budokai. The most famous feat people like to cite was Master Roshi blowing up the moon with his full power Kamehameha, and for good reasons. Meaning anyone who is relative to Roshi or is stronger than Roshi would have moon to planet busting capabilities, since there is no debris left in the sky, implying that he obliterated the moon. And since that feat, characters like King Piccolo have dwarf characters like this later on in the series. And King Piccolo loses to Goku eventually, meaning Goku has far surpassed his master, meaning he would have this destructive level power as well. This isn't even the first time Goku has faced a massive military threat such as this at his age. The Red Ribbon Army was the biggest military threat on Earth with modern weapons and mechs, and Goku soloed that entire army in just a couple of hours, as well as defeating some of the army's strongest soldiers. While there's no numbers for how big this army was, they were a global threat at one point. So logically speaking, this would be way above any normal firebending soldier. And I haven't even gone over Goku's greatest asset in this battle, the Great Ape Transformation, a transformation that increases Goku's power by 10 times, and given how the full moon is clearly on display during the invasion, Goku turning into the Great Ape would be unavoidable. He could easily obliterate the entire Fire Nation army with one blast, forcing the Fire Nation to retreat, while Goku destroys everything in his path. But this would be counterproductive, as not only would he destroy the Fire Nation ships, he would most likely destroy the Water Tribe village he's trying to protect, since he loses consciousness and can't control the transformation at will. So let's just assume he doesn't use the Great Ape, or someone cuts off his tail during the rampage. Could he still stop the invasion in base mode? Yeah, very easily. Goku could quite comfortably keep spamming Kamehameha waves from the shore into the boats to crash into themselves to deplete their fighting force. Or if he wanted to get close, Goku could either jump directly onto the boats or use his power pole, or use the Nimbus Cloud across the distance to beat up all the Fire Nation soldiers. Normal firebending blasts wouldn't even be able to hurt Goku, let alone bruise him, since his Saiyan biology gives him greater durability than that of normal people. Like this kid was able to tank gunshots in episode 1 with very little training. A little fireball blast is not going to do anything to Goku, especially after killing King Piccolo. I could honestly see him blowing up each ship one by one until all of them are destroyed, and we know he has the stamina to do this, climbing Korn's tower, and more impressively, swimming halfway across the globe, which is around 20,000 miles. So yeah, Goku kinda destroys Zhao's attempt to capture the Northern Water Tribe, which brings us to Book 2. Now there's only two events I want to talk about. The Great Fire Nation drill that was trying to penetrate the wall of Ba Sing Se, and Azula's coup to take over the kingdom, along with the Dai Li agents. With the giant drill, Goku should have no problems whatsoever in destroying the drill before it makes contact with the rest of the wall. He could easily just fly into the giant machine from the outside and destroy all the components inside, rendering it useless, ripping through all the metal exterior as if it were cardboard. As, yet again, Goku has been shown to rip through metal mechs and defeat androids during his attack on the Red Ribbon Army. And at this point, we should talk about the speed scaling for both the series, since this is when lightning bending becomes a major factor into the story. Most characters in Avatar have consistently been shown to be able to react and dodge lightning at very close range. This is evident in characters like Zuko and Iroh, who redirected lightning on multiple occasions. Some would simply downplay this by saying that they were only reacting to the person's formation and stances to anticipate where the lightning would go, rather than reacting to the speed of the lightning itself.
Although I am able to dodge gunfire, it's not that I actually move faster than a bullet. I just predict its trajectory based on my opponent's eye and hand movements.
While you could make this argument for other series in fiction, this really wouldn't be the case for Avatar characters. In Book 1, in the episode The Storm, Iroh was literally able to redirect natural lightning during a thunderstorm. No telegraph signs or anything. He just performed this feat raw on reaction, meaning Avatar characters can indeed react to attacks moving 220 million miles an hour. As for Goku's speed, many people in the Dragon Ball community like to say that Kid Goku has already reached faster than light speeds, due to him dodging lasers and him grabbing Master Roshi's glasses before Tien's solar flare hit him. And these feats are outliers, since later on in the story, before he received the training from Kami, he couldn't even react to lightning, which is 3 to 10 times slower than light. Both of the quote-unquote light feats Goku performed was just him reacting to his opponent's gestures and posing, anticipating the direction of the attack, not actually dodging the speed of light like I said before. Nevertheless, Goku would still be insanely fast, since he does eventually learn to dodge lightning consistently during his training with Kami, meaning he would actually be on par with most characters in Avatar in terms of speed, albeit a little bit faster. So with this in mind, Goku should have no problem dealing with Azula or any of the Dai Li agents. Goku would easily be able to crush any of the boulders or little rocks that come his way and knock out all the soldiers in an instant. As for Azula, the only thing Goku would have to worry about would be her lightning bending, which could cause significant amount of damage, not killing him, since at best it would only knock him out or stun him, unlike Aang, who was killed in the Avatar state. Even if Azula's lightning does manage to incapacitate him, this would mean nothing to Goku, as if he does get knocked out, his Saiyan biology would allow him to adapt to the pain and go stronger thanks to his Zenkai boost, the Saiyan's natural ability to grow stronger after near death. Not to mention, he would most likely speed blitz Azula before she can conjure up any lightning and take her out. Goku would easily get past Book 2 with flying colors, and now we enter the final season of Avatar, where he has to face the Fire Lord. But before I cover this, I briefly want to talk about Hama, where the most broken ability in Avatar gets introduced, bloodbending. And to be honest, this technique would do nothing to Goku, as Katara, someone far weaker than Goku in power, was able to resist its influence. Some people might just chalk that up to Katara being resistant because she was also a waterbender and could counter Hama's control. But the thing is, Goku is just magnitudes of times stronger than anyone in the Avatar universe at this point. Goku being controlled by a building level tier fighter just doesn't seem believable, and if you don't like this line of argument, don't forget, all bloodbenders in The Last Airbender required the full moon to be able to do this technique. And if you've been paying attention to the video, you would know Goku plus full moon equals Hanma getting the Grandpa Gohan treatment, as there's no way she is controlling a giant monkey that could level the planet. The full moon would provide Goku with a way bigger advantage than any waterbender could. So with that out of the way, we can discuss the big bad boss of Avatar. And it's pretty obvious at this point that Ozai would stand absolutely no chance against Goku even with the comet powering him up. At best, he would be city block level with the comet, and as soon as Aang activated the Avatar state, Ozai was completely powerless, while Goku has defeated beings like King Piccolo who threatened to destroy the world. If Ozai existed in the Avatar world, he would probably be around Mercenary Tao's level of power when he first fought Goku. Laying it all out like this makes you realize Goku wouldn't even need to go on this quest to the other nations in the first place. He could quite literally speedrun the entire story of Avatar in just a couple of hours. Goku in this universe basically has Avatar state level powers 24/7 with no one to match him in raw power. He could easily just fly or swim over to the Fire Lord's castle and beat him, ending the 100-year war, accomplishing what Aang took 1 year to prepare for, whereas Goku would have done it in 1 episode. So to answer the question, could Kid Goku solo Avatar The Last Airbender? Yes, obviously he can. And if you liked the video, please hype it, like, comment, subscribe to the channel so I know you want more, and I'll see you again in the next one.